up until this day, I'm still waiting for you to tell me it was a joke. But it wasn't a joke.
This is an extremely rough video for many reasons.
Just by the title, you guys must be wondering, excuse me? What? Yeah, that's basically been our lives for the past months. We've had, the past months have been rough for us. Has been traumatic, the least to say.
Packed with a lot of stress, a lot of emotions. We've been going through stressful periods. We've been in a long distance relationship, and so I mean we had a rough periods, but this must be one of the worst we've had. Huh?
This one takes the cake. I don't know, this one was something different, because this was what made us realize, you know, this is more like life and life or death. Before it's been more like, can we see each other or not? Because we've been going through between Jamaica and Sweden in the beginning of our relationship. But this is more like, this been serious. Yeah. But before we go in any further, I just want to say welcome back to our channel, guys. It's been quiet on this side for a long time, and this is why.
In this video we'll be obviously talking about when and how I received the terrible news about having cancer, and we'll go through the months that followed after that.
And towards the end of the video, we'll also be talking about a family friend of mine that is also fighting cancer right now. We found out that he has cancer during the same time that we've been waiting on your decisions. So yeah, we are planning a fundraiser for him, and we would love for you guys to be a part of that. So please stay to the end of the video so we can talk more about that.
Yeah, guys, he really needs support. He's the breadwinner of the family. Obviously he can't work now. He has 2 sons. They need support. Please just stay to the end of the video, and maybe you can help us helping him. It's actually really emotional.
Of course it is. It's been rough these past months.
But yeah, we found out in the middle of July approximately, and so after that we haven't been able to post anything, or we've been able to, but we haven't felt mentally fit to do so. Just to backtrack it, let's start from the beginning. This is skin cancer. Most of you that watches this understands that skin cancer does come as a result of too much exposure to sun, right?
Most often
at least. So it's a birthmark on my back that Kem noticed. You've been seeing it for about a year now, right? So it's like we've been having our eyes out for it.
And to add to that, it's just like it's natural for us to have an eye out for the birthmark, because he has a lot of birthmarks on his back.
I have a lot of them on the back.
And you have removed some before to test if they're cancer. So it's just like a natural thing that, you know, we would always be looking for those. But
the look of it changed to a point where Kemalto felt like, Alex, this isn't looking too good, because this has changed too much in the course of a couple months.
I wouldn't even say a couple months. It's just like a few weeks, like in a month span.
We realized this needs a doctor's visit.
All of this happened while we were in Jamaica.
As soon as we got back to Sweden, we called a doctor, got it checked out, the doctor pretty quickly realized that at least it has to be removed. So I was sent to a skin clinic. A doctor there cut it away, sent it off to the lab, and the waiting, you have to wait about 3 weeks. It's like it's literally a torture.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like had it in the back of my mind that thing didn't look too good.
Yeah.
And the doctor's reaction too.
Yeah.
Because she felt, she really stressed the importance of getting it sent to the lab as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But and then the result came back. It was skin cancer. And it was a tumor that had reached right beneath the skin.
Right beneath the epidermis. Yeah, so the outer layer of the skin.
Yeah. And when it does that, there's a risk that the tumor has spread. I remember that day, as soon as I got the news that cancer was in my body, or had been in my body, or whatever the outcome of that was supposed to be. I remember that I called Kemalto, and it just felt so... I was just like already then just balancing life or death. It's like when you get a result like that, you just start to think the worst possible thing.
Yeah, I remember when I was at work and he called and he started by saying, "Okay, babe, I'm going to tell you now, but I'm not joking." And he said, the doctor said it was cancer. And I was like, okay. And, I'm still waiting for him to say he's joking, because I was very hopeful, because as I said, it's not the first time he's taking away one. And I was just hopeful that it was just like nothing like that. And he kept going, and then he started to tell me, more what the doctor was saying, and he was using terms that I was thinking like, okay, there's no way he would know these terms if the doctor actually didn't say it. And then I realized, okay, you're not joking. And then it's just like everything just went black. I was at work. And so I went into the bathroom and I bursted out into tears because, as he said, you start to imagine the worst things, really. Sorry guys, it's like, I'm putting myself back in a situation to talk about it, but yeah, I started to imagine the worst things. Of course, I feel like we're in a part in our lives right now where I feel like we're starting something for real. We have our little daughter, newly married, and our new home and everything, and you start to think the worst. You start to think of death and all these things because it's cancer. You don't know anything really. And I think of my grandma that I lost to cancer, and I realized how fast it went, and I'm like, okay, is it gonna go this fast too? And then I started to think, just being here alone with Ara. I don't need to say more, but you get it. So during the phone call, Alex was telling me, what the doctor said, how deep the tumor went, and then, the risks of it spreading to other parts in his body and stuff like that. And, as soon as the phone call ended, the worst thing you can do, I did it. And I started to Google.
Yeah, because the thing was the tumor was big enough for being within the risk zone.
Yeah. You were just right on the limit there. Yeah.
It just passed the limit of being able to spread.
Yeah.
To other parts of the body.
Yeah.
So that's why it was so traumatic, obviously, to receive the news. And so this meant that I was referred to Karolinska Universitetssjukhuset in Stockholm. That's like, you know, that's the best hospital we have probably in Sweden.
Mostly for cancer treatments.
For cancer treatments. So I mean, in that sense, I'm lucky to be where I am. Just to be sent to that hospital was like traumatic in itself, because you know when you end up there, it's serious.
Yeah.
I had to wait about 4 to 5 weeks until a surgery was coming up. So they had to remove an extra portion of my back, cut a little deeper.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that all the cancer cells.
Yeah, they need to get like a wide excision.
Just to get rid of them all.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they did a biopsy underneath my left and right arm. They had to check the limbs.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do to see if it's spread to the limbs.
Yeah, so to make it clearer, they had to do a biopsy in the lymph nodes. So they removed a piece of the limbs to test if there are cancer cells in those limbs. Because if there are cancer cells in the limbs, then it means that the cancer, you know, is in the body, and chances are that it has or can metastasize into other organs.
Right. Thank you, doctor.
I love biology, guys, so...
It went well. I remember I was thinking so much about Ken and Aura. I just... Before the surgery, I just wanted that thing to be done and just go back home to my girls again. And you and Aura came to me after the surgery.
Yeah.
That was so lovely.
Yeah. But I remember how Aura was when she saw that you were laying in the bed. She thought it was so odd. Like, why is Papa here? And why is he strung up? And she was like reading the situation like, something's not right here.
Surgery done.
And then the hardest part began.
Then this is where the hardest part began, exactly. Because we had to wait for another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Until we would receive the result, if the cancer spread or not. Just going to bed
uncertain
with that uncertainty. Yes, terrible.
And also the other challenging part was actually putting on a face to, you know, for Aura's sake. Like, we couldn't just be rough. Down and crying.
Cam is back at work, so I've been spending days alone with Aura during those weeks, and that was rough, you know. As much as she forces you to be present, it's also hard to be present because your mind just wanders.
Yeah.
But the good news did come. They called me after 3 weeks and said that you're good. Cancer is not in your limbs. You're good. So now I'm on this 3 years plan. They just need to once a year they have to just scan my body.
Inspection kind of.
They just need to inspect birthmarks, keeping tabs on them to see if something else.
And I personally feel like, you know, it's a bit too long. So what we do, we have our own thing here now at home, where at the end of every month, at least that's the plan that I go through myself, and I check, because at least I know what to look out for, in a sense. So I just check, and I keep a photo diary. You know, I take photos and I compare with the previous months to see if there's any changes and stuff like that. Because even though you are considered, as they probably say in English, NED, and in Swedish, frisk förklarad, it's like you know, cancer, it's tricky. It's a tricky little thing. It's just like you can never know. And skin cancer, you know, in the past 15 years, as they have said, it has made big progress in the sense of what type of treatments are available now, and that is like immunotherapy. So people have been able to live way longer with skin cancer, and their options and so on. But it's just like,
Man, I remember 15 years ago, roughly, I met a guy in his 50s or 60s and so on. He told me that he had skin cancer, and but they were working on a new treatment for it, and hopefully in a couple of years, but it was the end for him. He said like they weren't able to treat it. So I mean, it has happened a lot.
It has.
Luckily, I don't need any treatment, so I'm giving thanks.
Yeah. So I'm
really giving thanks.
So it's nice to know that we can continue with our lives cautiously, of course, and just live in the moment right now. We have no control over what the future holds, but as of right now, you are fine, and we are, embracing that. It's just, I remember the first weekend we had where we could just feel like, just normality to some degree again.
Mm-hmm. But you're kind of traumatized still.
You are traumatized.
I feel extremely brain tired, if that's even a word. Yeah. But just doing the most simplest of tasks feels quite hard,
Yeah.
But still more grateful than ever, so don't get me wrong, but we're grateful, we're positive now because we can move on from this and our lives can continue.
And you guys don't need to feel right now like Alex is sick.
No,
he's
I'm
not
healthy.
Please,
I just lost some weight because I haven't been able to
exercise, and because you did 2 surgery back
and my
to back,
appetite hasn't been all that, but
so don't see him as vulnerable, or not too much. Don't throw really much of a pity party.
Well, I do have borrelia at the time. Or is it Lyme disease you call it?
You got bit by a tick right after. It's just like one thing after the other. So now you're on antibiotics, yes, so you're good.
That's good soon also. I had it before, so no worries. I'm all good. There are other people that is suffering way more than I am right now, and that could be a natural transition to the friend in Jamaica that we spoke to. I every time Kemalto and I talk about his situation, it makes me really emotional because I can relate.
You can relate in a different way now.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna let Kemalto start to talk about it, and I can jump in a little bit in between, maybe, or so.
Yeah. So basically, we have started a GoFundMe for this family friend. His name is Ian Burgess. Very young guy. I think he's like 40, 41, and he is a breadwinner of his family. So his wife and 2 kids. So now when he is sick, he has colon cancer, and as we know, colon cancer is one of the not the nicest, friendliest cancers to have either, and it has progressed to a stage where, especially when living in Jamaica, if you need some sort of help, medicine wise or surgery wise, it costs, and they live in a rented house, so how that is, and usually he's the one that pays the rent and so on, and now he can't. But apart from just the rent itself, it's more like medical bills that we are trying to help out with. So it would mean so much, not just to us, but mostly to him and his family.
The kids.
And the kids.
He's a very nice man.
Really nice guy.
He it might sound weird, but whenever I met him, he doesn't talk to me as a white man, because I don't want to go into depth. That's not what we're talking about now. But he talks to me as a person, as a human, because the stigma. I can be spoken to as the white guy in Jamaica a lot, but as soon as I met him, he just treated me like anybody
really
else.
Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can relate so much, and because what I went through, and when I heard the news about him, I felt that if I receive good news and we can move on with our lives as a family, I just felt we have to do something
like
for
it was
this
your
man.
calling to do it. Yeah.
We just have to do something for him. So I really want to urge you guys to help.
Yeah.
If you can, big or small.
Yeah.
Right.
In this case, $1 is not just $1. You know.
So Kimalto, you set up a GoFundMe, right?
Yeah. And the link to it is in our description. So whatever you can contribute, as I say, $1 in this case is way more than just $1. So we thank you in advance for that. And to add on top of that, we also want to remind you guys, black or white, Asian or whatever, please be mindful of how you treat your skin. And I know before
I don't think, sometimes I can be a bit, let's just call it stupid. Nah, sometimes sometimes in Jamaica,
a bit naive,
of course,
basically.
I can be a bit naive, just as anyone else, right? But honestly, it hasn't been the time spent in Jamaica that's the problem.
No, definitely not. It's before you've been
earlier years,
not been so good to your skin.
I did a lot of stupid journeys to Thailand. Not the journey in itself, but how I exposed myself to the sun there was just nuts. I've been seeking too much sun when I was younger than I should have. That's just it. And isn't it just funny or sad that you have a white man wanting to look like a brown man or a black man, and a black man wanting to look like a white man by bleaching his skin? Like, at the end of the day, we just need to look at ourselves and just accept
all of those
how we were born.
All of those is just risking skin cancer, bleaching, tanning.
Yes.
You're destroying the melanin in your skin. So
love yourself and treat your skin the way it's supposed to be treated.
Do you want to mention about the vlog that you made before?
A video?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
We did a video before. What did we call it? We spoke about
black
me
and white.
being white and you black.
Yeah.
So we touched on sunscreen.
Yeah.
I've always been an opponent of sunscreen. Yeah. Maybe I just have to suck that up now, but I still stand my grounds. I don't think sunscreen. It can't be good. It just can't be good for your skin. Yeah. You're putting a lot of chemicals on your skin.
Especially the aluminum.
That's being absorbed.
Yeah. Your skin absorbs
that. But it's just what you do is you don't spend hour after hour after hour in the sun. If you have to, try to wear a long sleeve or something like that, a hat. But most of all, seek shadow and just.
But if you have no other choice and you know you're going to be exposed for a long time,
of course, if you have to, that's my mindset.
So that's where your problem was. That's
where my problem was.
Yeah.
During times I should have worn sunscreen, I didn't.
Yeah.
So, it's 3 hours exposing yours back in the sun. No.
It's something we went through. It's a lesson learned, an experience for sure, and we move forward. Take it one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so happy to have you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be alive and just nag you again.
And make more babies. No. Yeah, I'm just really happy. I'm really happy.
This was an extremely serious video. I hope we can give you more uplifting videos in the future. Having that said, though, the GoFundMe video will definitely be brought back somehow. We need to give you an update, right?
Absolutely.
What's happening with our friend in Jamaica. We owe you that. If you're gonna help us, help him. But having that said, future videos, I hope in a month or two we could give you a really exciting video.
It's a secret.
But it's something that we're extremely excited about.
And if you want to know, you gotta just, you know, tune into the next videos to know. We can't wait to share that news with you guys. Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe we can leave in
good spirits. We came in low spirits, but we're living in good spirits, and we want you to keep that spirit with us. As I said, don't throw us a pity party, please. Just no, uplifting. Yeah, and we're good. He's good, healthy. Let's move on. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It was lovely talking to you. We really missed you very much. We really missed you, and it feels nice to be back. And we will catch you in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.